Hey there, all you handsome bastards and classy ladies, and welcome back to some more Greedfall. Now, since you saw Mr. Lord de Sardet last, he got himself some new gloves, some new pants, some new boots and everything, so he's looking a bit dapper. And what we're going to do in this video is we're going to take a look for Vasco's cabin boy, who might have just gotten cabin fever. And I'm sure he's doing absolutely fine. He's been missing for a couple of days, probably dead. I mean, he's presumed dead at this point, but we're going to see if we can undead him. Oh, no, he's alive. That's anticlimactic. I was completely prepared. Smuggler's Journal. I have 2 new clients. They want to go to Al-Sad, and the Inquisitors are on their heels, which will not make my job any easier. I think I can get them into a ship inconspicuously, but we will have to be cautious. And I hope they will prove patient and discreet. I will hide them away in a warehouse behind the harbour office, where the Inquisitors will never dare to enter. Ah, so this is the journal that the smuggler had in the last quest with those historians. I gotta say, it's no wonder he got arrested. It is genuinely no surprise whatsoever that he got arrested, because like, he wrote it down. It was in writing, in his own hand.
Good
Oh,
day.
this is Flavia.
Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
Well, for starters, you could start by looking me in the eye. The fact that you're closing your eyes makes me think you're instantly guilty.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
Well, you're the closest thing that he has to a best friend. Are you blind? I'm sorry, that's an insensitive question to just throw out there mid-conversation, but I need to know. You're either blind, incredibly shy, or incredibly guilty.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. 1 drink lasts him the whole night.
I'm sorry, can I get you like a walking stick, or a dog, or... Can I escort you anywhere? I'm very concerned about leaving you in this place by yourself. This is not a safe harbour for a blind lady to be.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
Hang on a minute, you know for a fact that your buddy has been missing for 2 days and that something dodgy happened. Your other friend tells you that he saw him getting carried off by thugs, a really likely prospect in a place like this. You choose to ignore that. It's possible they dumped him into the canal, and you choose to ignore him calling out to you. And you're blind in more ways than one.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
Thank God you're not the navigator. You keep your eyes closed the entire time. You'd be awful at that job.
I need to be going. Farewell.
See you around? Oh, because you're a sailor as well and you refuse to open your eyes, that joke works on multiple levels. I'm quite happy with that. Anyways, come on, Kurt. This is where we go next. Ooh, stuff to steal. Seeing as as far as I'm aware, there's absolutely 0 consequences to just stealing stuff in this game, which I'm okay with. I like that. The Witcher was very similar. Although The Witcher was random because you'd be fine to steal whatever you want, and then occasionally you'd open up a crate, and it would have like a stick in it, and everyone was like, huh? What? Alright, buddy. Eyes up here.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Alright. I'm going to be the one reasonable person who's willing to hear you out and believe you. Because it sounds like that's exactly what happened.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
My god, you're the two considering that you are the cabin boy's best friends. What was his name? Jonas? Considering you were Jonas's best friends, that poor kid must have a miserable life. Because you refused to do anything to help him just because you were thinking, no one will believe me. Including his other best friend.
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
You don't even ask him what's... but you're just... God, you were casual acquaintances. You're light drinking buddies. You were not friends.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
I don't blame him. With people like
Thank
you for
Lara.
crew.
I need to be going.
Strange story this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Like, I'd be pissed off if... I mean, I did people management for 5 years, so I know the flippin' frustrations of trying to get people to just do their job and do it well. I mean, people, the people who I like in life, I like immensely. By the way, I love all of you guys. But, people can put you to the test. But, is that another corpse? This city is littered with corpses. But like, if I was captain of a ship, and for starters, it would be frustrating enough that my crew went missing. 2, it's doubly frustrating that the rest of my crew, who could have stopped it or are withholding information about it, are not cooperating. In Greedfall, a quest can usually be completed several different ways. Sardet has more than one string to his bow. Cunning, persuasion, intuition, corruption. Corruption, wow. Creating items from the crafting table will be some of the means available to you to reach your goals. To improve in these areas, spend points in the corresponding talent tree or wear equipment that offers bonuses. Threats in combat are also options when your enemies are not receptive to your talents. Alright then. Okay, do you know what? We're going to save up here first before we talk to old Jeffrey here, because the fact that that warning popped up makes me think that this could possibly go south. Alright, we're all saved up. Jeffrey, my time machine is primed and ready in case I need to go back, so let's get this underway, shall we?
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
Ask him about Constantine, ask him about... We'll worry about Constantine later. Ask him about the kidnapping, speak about the eventual witness.
I'm looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
I also like how, like, you know, like, a Naut, that doesn't help a lot. You should have said, a Naut, that doesn't help me, Naut.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
We'll come back about
I need to be
Constantine. For
off.
now,
Farewell.
Goodbye.
for now, I think we'll just stay focused on the cabin boy quest. He never gives up his seat at his table, does he? Does that look like a sitting man to you? Ugh.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
My god, sir, you got Malcor, don't you? That is unfortunate. That looks like a nasty disease.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Is he blind? His eyes got that milky kind of hue to it, so he must be blind or blinding.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
If people grab other people and lead them away against their will, that is kidnapping. Or at the very least, it's not right. It's not okay.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Excuse me, lady. For starters, passerby is a weird name for their parents to give their daughter. Secondly, you seem super, like, eager to get involved in whatever we're doing here. So, do you want to come along? Do you want to join us as we go to Sir Fontaine to finish off this cabin boy quest?
Oh, hello, Your Excellency. It is an honor.
I like how she's trying to play all like glib, you know, like, oh, Your Excellency, I didn't see you there. I totally didn't hover behind you for that entire conversation and then walk directly in front of you, so you had no choice but to see me, face to face, practically nose to nose. Oh, what a coincidence. Want to get married? Papa? Is that you? Papa? Behind that mask? Papa? If that is my papa, he's like, fuck off, son. I abandoned you for a reason. Like, oh, Papa. Hang on. Ah, there we go.
Have a nice day, sire.
I will, thank you. And Sir Fontaine's house. Aha! There we go. Okay, again, we're gonna save early, save often. We're gonna save up, and then we're gonna do this. Alrighty-o, we're ready. Oh, Mr.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Wow, did you just give yourself a timeout? As if like, stupid, I shouldn't have let them into the house, stupid. That's at least a 20-minute timeout. Also, that wall is the dustiest bloody wall I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, crap.
Might I help you, sir?
I need to be going. Farewell.
Back to your timeout. Bold. Bold child. You're lucky it's not on the step. The only reason you're not on the naughty step is because I had to walk up the stairs. Remember that. Hello, Milada.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sardet. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
Oh, okay. Not quite how I saw it going. Or did you just kidnap a random kid who you decided would be your son?
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
Oh, I don't trust this woman at all.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact? It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Hang on a second. I mean, this lady seems a bit racist. And you threw shade at me. You threw shade at me for being young. You called me young and inexperienced. You're a mean lady.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiry yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have told you all that I have to say.
With respect, my lady.
With respect, my lady, you have done nothing to endear yourself to me. I am against you vehemently right now. Even if your son was taken by the Nauts against his will, and is happier here in your household, I'm afraid I am now obliged to force your son back onto the ship. Why? Because I'm getting on that ship and I need a cabin boy to just run around and do stuff for me. Ew, Russian stiletto. Well, I can't use stilettos because, as a sophisticated magic user, I prefer to bludgeon my enemies to death with a hammer and a mace. Speaking of which, look at this. I bought myself a new mace. Just for, you know, personal protection. I need to protect my family. Get out of my way, passerby. Why does everyone call their children passerby in this city? It's horribly inconvenient. Okay, who are we actually confronting on this again? Is it Vasco? Ah, yes, we're speaking to Vasco about contracts. Okay. That is A-okay with me. Where did we leave Vasco last? Where did we leave Vasco lasto? Ah, he's actually on a ship now. Okay. Speak to Costillon? Nope. You're gonna have to keep waving your arms like you just don't care. I'm going to the wrong place. Sorry.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
Actually, on that, I'm not ready to leave yet.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Oh, I see. Well, if you've stolen from his family from a young age, then that makes it totally okay.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sardet Kosillion's a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
Yep, we gotta talk to him anyway. That poor man is... Oh, before we do that though, keep waving your arms, Sir Costillon. First, I must go to this chest. Get some stuff. Also, do you know when that guy in a previous video broke the porcelain? Specifically after Vasco said, don't break the porcelain. He was surprisingly light on that guy. That should have been a flogging.
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
Absolutely.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news to Sardet. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nauts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Alright, on we go. I mean, that's the thing. Like, ultimately, I would rather do whatever Jonas himself wants. I would imagine he wants to go back onto the ship because that's his family. But like, I'm a firm believer in that. Like, you got to deal with the consequences of your actions, you know? Their dad, maybe not the mother, so maybe I kind of get why she'd be upset. But he sold his son in exchange for services. You can't then decide afterwards, after you have had those services, be like, actually, I want a refund. Can I get my child back? You know? It's not how it works. I feel like this is going to be a heated conversation, possibly, so we're going to save up again. We're going to soldier our way on in here. And then we're going to steal some stuff. Note to the attention of the servant. Alice, I would like you to prepare several meals and bring them to the warehouses we own at the canal. My husband will have to work there with his clerk and his men for a few days. So make sure there is enough food for everyone. And be discreet. We do not want other families to know what is happening.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Oh, we shall take a peek. But first...
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my...
If you would be so courteous.
With respect, my...
Okay, fine. I was going to, I was hoping that we could have a chat with her about it. Mainly, I just wanted to throw shade at her husband. Still in a timeout. My god, they have you well trained. But... let's just see where that warehouse is. Aha, gotcha. Oh, I've lost my own train of thought. Yeah, I just wanted to turn her against her husband. I'm still a bit sore about the whole, like, you're young and inexperienced. I'm like, well, your husband's an asshole. Let me ruin your marriage. That's the kind of legate I am. Bitter and resentful and vengeful.
I wish you a good day, Your Excellency.
Thank you. I seem to get a very inconsistent level of respect from the locals in this place. Kurt! I think one of my favorite features that should be built into any companion AI is to, like, get out of your way when you walk into them.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Ah, so you're saying Metal Gear Solid mode. Na 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 da 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 do 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 ba da 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 da. Upstairs or I think they're downstairs, perhaps, going by the fact that the quest indicator has a down arrow on it. But I want to steal some items. There's a lot of expensive looking items here, but nothing for me to steal. Also, Kurt, I'm sorry, I had a nice hat for you. I should have given it to you, but I sold it. Because you could actually equip Kurt. If we go here, and then, well, okay, this is a wall. Kurt has turned into a wall. But you can give him items through there, but yeah, I forgot about it, and then I sold my hat. I'm a bad friend. Okay. Right. This is how the Rainbow Six origin story begins.
Sir de Sardet, what are you doing here?
I've come looking for your son. The Nauts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Nauts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
Tell her about Sir de Costillon has taught us. Attempt to reason. There's a coin flip as to whether that would work. I should have saved sooner.
You've taken your son against his will and have him locked up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
If I hadn't taken him back, he would have been hauled off on one of the cursed ships.
If that's what he wants, then why would you want to stop him?
For his mother. She misses him so. But in the end, you may be right. My boy has changed. He hasn't spoken a word to me since we've been in this precarious predicament.
Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Nauts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
That is some terrific empathy. Like, yeah, yada yada empathy. Give me the key. Good day. Lucy, no. Sorry, my cat is trying to stand on my laptop. It's because she's hungry. We were on holidays, and when we came back, honestly, I cannot express how overfed she was in our absence. We came back to a huge cat. Absolutely gigantic. And she's now a neat size again. But she's none too happy about it. Okay, I've got it completely turned around. Let's go back this way. Ah, here we go. Jonas? There you are. My god, you're bigger than I thought you would be. They called you Cabin Boy. I didn't expect to find a cabin man.
Who are you?
My name is Sardet. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Nauts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.
Alright. Success. Inform Captain Vasco. Oh, I was hoping it would do that thing where it like offers you the option to just fast travel or not, but guess not. So what I'll do, I will save you the trip and I will see you back at... Oh my god, I'm completely lost. How do I get out? Yeah, go back through the door I came through. Okay, I will see you back at the ship. I will figure out this puzzle. Alright, there's Mr. Vasco himself. That's Mr. Captain Vasco, or Captain Mr. Vasco, to use his full proper title.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
My cabin boy, Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Ah, thanks. That's very nice of him to say. And we've got nothing new to talk about here,
Be
so
back
we leave
soon,
that.
Captain.
Ooh, and I leveled up. Okay, so I think what we have left to do now is sort out the vendor, find Constantine. That's probably the single most important job, really, to be honest. And then we can be on our merry way to Teer Fradee before long. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series so far. And if you want to see more Greedfall, you know what to do. Just click that like button, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care in the meantime, and I love you all. Also, I feel like Kurt is odd with me. He just seems so grumpy with me now. We'll sort this out by the next video. See you all next time, everyone.